Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Welcome into a special WSI TV broadcast. I'm here with Jim Samson. And
Hello.
First and foremost, I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving. But we've got something urgent that we need to talk to you about here. So I'm sure you've heard about the Annual Wealth Summit coming up. It's next week at this point,
Right.
a week and a day
Right.
from today. So, Jim, we've got a few questions that have come in, and I just wanted to pick your brain
Right.
a little bit about these. So we've seen, obviously, this is your last one. This is the fourth one.
Right, correct.
Can you tell us why that is?
Yeah, so I only intended to do 4, and this is the 4th one, and we thought it'd be a bit special to have that kind of send-off, as it were, in Las Vegas, party town, which is very obviously similar to Orlando. Lots of flights, lots of connections, very easy still for everyone, but just got that bit more, party element to it. But yeah, that's really it. I only intended to do 4, and some of this stuff, some of the material, I mean, it's all brand new material, first of all, but we've saved some of probably the most kind of edgy, shocking, most powerful, money-making things until the end.
Right.
And sort of save the best till last, which is that's very exciting, as well as the venue. But yeah, this is it's not farewell, because we're here day and night, broadcasting, etc. But it'll be the last chance for me to actually shake hands with people, which is always a great privilege for me. We have a great dinner, as in the evening. We have a book signing, and that is really one of my favourite parts of every time we do this, is an opportunity to thank and come face to face and meet our readers, and that's always great.
Yeah, and I've been to all of them. I've been involved in all of them, and I can honestly say too, it's the best event I've seen and the best event I've participated in.
Well, we all, you yourself included, put a lot into it. A lot goes into these events. It's been the highlight of our year for the last 4 years, and everyone is excited and working hard to put together what I think will be the best. The best of the series.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. And that's why, you've probably seen the invitations from us already. That explains why you see your last chance to meet Jim, because this truly is their last chance now.
Yeah.
But let's get into some of the content here. Let's have a little teaser for them. So there's a few things I've highlighted here. You've been working hard all year coming up with brand new material, right?
Right.
So the first one I want to pick your brain on is your brand new free money system.
Right.
What's all that about?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it sounds, when you hear free money, that sounds, crazy, too good to be true, etc. But it's actually real. And this was inspired by a quote, actually, by a billion-dollar fund manager, who actually outright said, because the financial system has become so weird since 2008 financial crisis, when governments went full out, spent printing money, buying their own debt, and lowering interest rates to ridiculously levels, that has created some weird anomalies in the financial system that has resulted in what he termed, the billion-dollar fund manager termed, this is free money. Right. If you know what to do and how to get it. And so inspired by that, I've broken that down into like a 1, 2, 3 very, very simple way for our readers to exploit what he's talking about, and get free money in 2 forms. Actually, you can choose. You could go for a monthly check option, or more of a lump sum option, and wait a bit longer for it. So it depends, on your requirements. But it's 100% real, and you can thank Uncle Sam for the reason this opportunity exists in these strange times.
Yeah, and I know I'm going to try and pull as much out of you about this as I can.
Sure,
but
yeah.
obviously we need to save some stuff for the
otherwise, yeah, it's for the attendees only.
Yeah. So I read through the list of what this is not. It's not gambling.
Right.
It's not taking loans out. It's not.
Correct.
It's not trading stocks. It's not buying. And selling risky.
Right. Yeah, the free money does not come from any of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's incredible. I mean, I still, this is something you've kept very close to you the whole time. Right. So the two amounts you can get $600 a month.
Right, on average, yeah, on average about $600 a month, or if you choose the other option, that would come to like just over $38,000 on average a year. So yeah, you pick.
Yeah, and I mean each year, I look through these systems with you, and I can say this one, I mean, it really blew me away. So,
right.
Just from what I've seen of it so far.
Yeah, it definitely will be. I think the most powerful information we've given our attendees, and we always we do at these events we typically this is the only way to get access to certain things, and it's usually the most confidential stuff. For example, my system, proprietary system that allowed me to predict every bull market, every bear market, right on the money, right from the start, is included. You can only get that at this event, and free money is just our latest example of what would be an incredible finale, actually, to get that.
Yeah, and that's a good point there. You talk about the bull system that you've been using. We don't advertise that anywhere.
Right, correct.
There's a lot of extras.
There's a lot of stuff that you think this is the list of things, and you are going to get all those things, but there's so much else that isn't advertised. You say, and then you get there, and it's every year we have people who are just like, wow, I didn't know. Was that this unexpected, and there's so many people pleasantly surprised because there's people naturally, because people can be a bit suspicious of this, that, and so on, and this type of thing, and they just can't believe how the dinner, for example, it's just a 3-course fine dining. There's no catch to that. It's included in the ticket price. It's not in a way to sell you into anything else. In fact, this year we've actually because of that fear I think people might have, we've actually said, look, if anyone tries to sell you anything at the dinner, your ticket's on us, because that's not what it's about. It's about meeting, greeting people, buying you dinner. But there's a lot, as you say, that's not included. And that system you're talking about that allows to predict the bulls and the bear market, as it were. Even if you're not, you can't really say, let's just rewind a second. You can't really say, well, I'm not interested in stock market.
Right.
Because you are, because that's where your pension fund is. That's where your nest egg goes typically when you invest something with a bank. But it's very important to know when the ups and downs are coming. For example, my system allowed me to say brand new bull market in 2016, and the market went up 22% in 2 years. So using my system, that makes it a 36% up.
Right.
I mean, not in that time frame. Just recently allowed me to call a brand new bull market on September the 9th, and it's been going up ever since. But it's the more also when you're looking after your nest egg and things like that, it's also knowing that in December 2007 my system was warning you about that 2008 financial crisis, and you would have saved half of your portfolio had you known the things I'm going to be explaining just on day one of this 2-day event.
Yeah, and to add to that too, all these, I mean, we're going to go through a few more of these secrets that you're going to reveal at the event, but you can use these secrets to build up money and then use that bull bear signal.
Correct.
You can pile your money that you're making from these systems into that.
Right.
You don't have to be this expert stock trader. You don't have to
Absolutely.
watch the market every single day.
And if you've been to one of our previous seminars, the content this year is going to be more powerful, but actually this is also going to be the simplest event we've ever taught. This year we've gone for more of a really, really break it down into the simplest forms possible. And again, if you haven't been to one before, then really this is going to be the best one. If you have been to one before, this will be, I think you'll find, not only that the content is so different, but it's the way it's presented will also be absolutely the simplest, like a child would be able to walk away and do everything that we're explaining at this event.
Right, absolutely. I mean, I can't wait for it, obviously. So let's move on to the next one then. we've got the trade secret here,
Right.
You've got the trade secret in that envelope. You must have seen the picture by now. It makes you $112,000 a month on autopilot.
Right.
You're offering to split that money 50-50 with the attendees, is that?
Right, yeah. So the trade secret, really the whole weekend, you are going to get exposed to what our trade secret is, and be given the means, actually, through some powerful software we've developed to, do exactly the same thing. And so it's not just giving you, explaining you, really, if you come to this event and listen to what we're saying, you will be able to walk away and absolutely, you will know all of our secrets about how we, do what we do.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, as I say, we've developed this powerful software to make it like a child could then actually go away and execute that plan.
Yeah.
And it absolutely is a valuable trade secret. In fact, every year we do it, I'm honestly worried that we've got competitors, in the audience, because it is, it really is it's not something I'd want to fall into the wrong hands.
Right.
And you're absolutely getting it all on a plate there. So, and it's 100% real. Those numbers are factual. That's what I'm doing. It's not a franchise, but it's like you're franchised with us, and that's money that's what's happening. And if you go away and use all this that we're teaching yourself, then it's just half goes to us. It's kind of like a partnership, really.
Right. Yeah. And I do, we do have to. We make you sign a non-disclosure agreement, but that's for the safety of what we're giving away, because that's how
100%. Because you cannot go and pass this on or tell the whole world about it.
Right.
It's real.
Yeah.
We are the only, in the space we operate in our marketplace, we are not just the top, and that's not an exaggeration. We genuinely are. No one comes close to what we do, in this, as I say, in this marketplace.
Because of the trade secret.
But because, with the edge that gives us. Yeah.
So that one's incredible. And you actually went backwards to nothing. You went from riches to rags.
All right, in the event to prove it's correct. Yes. So, to prove this point, it was I believe this was last year's event. So just take all the just take everything away from me, go live in the wild, live on a open piece of land, camping basically for a week with nothing but this trade secret, and starting from nothing. Create, just create it, and that wasn't using any of my own skills or anything. That was genuinely just using the software and the trade secret we're talking about. It's that simple. You just go 1, 2, 3, and then it's an incredible opportunity. And as you say, took myself back to rags to get back to riches again as a publicity challenge, I guess you'd call it, but 100% real.
And you can see the pictures are up there on the invitation that we've sent you. You can see those in there. Now this already feels like so much that we're packing into this weekend. So I just want to pause here before I get to some more of the secrets you'll be revealing. How do you pack all of this stuff? I mean, it's almost unbelievable how you pack all this stuff into 2 days, 2 full days. How is that possible? Yeah,
it's a very, it's a busy 2 days. I mean, it's busier for us than, the audience. The audience just sort of sits there and absorbs it. But I think it's really, after years of going to seminars like this myself, I always would come away kind of a little bit like my head was fried, and I didn't really know that there's not one consistent message, like as a takeaway, what do I do now? It was more like this smorgasbord of different people saying different things, and it all seemed very good, but I didn't sort of take it one kind of central key message that bound the whole thing together. And I think that to answer your question, what we accomplish is a kind of a logical order to things. So everything is structured to first of all, what is it you want? And then how, what exactly do you want? And then a structured way about going about getting it, following 1, 2, 3 steps. So I think it's that, that cohesion of, everything we're covering fits in a certain place.
Right.
And combined with, look, I have to make everything simple so I can understand it. I do it for myself. I try to just whatever it is, whether it's real estate, business, or stock market, I always come at it with the mission of, there's so much things that, that are overcomplicated. So many people overcomplicate everything, sometimes for their own benefit to justify, their existence. But it's all about, boiling a subject down to its core element. How could I make this, the easiest, simplest, most low work way possible? Case in point, my system that talk about how to predict the bull market, bear market. You think about the stock market, and there's like a billion different things you could worry about, but there's only one thing you should. And that's that, making a profit, and that's being in the market at the right time and not being in the market at a certain time, and really, really making it dead simple.
Right. Yeah. And what I like about it too, and I've had a sneak preview of how everything's going to go. I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit involved in the setup of the content too. And
you're going to be on stage with me,
exactly,
it's great. I must say, Jordan's all about me, but he's going to be up there in certain points as well, and Jordan's got a lot to offer as well. So you're meeting Jordan too.
Yeah. And one thing I love about it is you can use all of these things. I mean, we put it in order so you can roll through it, and so it's easy to digest. But you can also pick out the things that maybe favor yourself. And
you don't have to do everything we're teaching.
Right.
It's I just like that and like that. So it's giving you, but it's very clarifying for people, I think, to know things such as, this is just a little bit of a sneak preview of the sort of things we talk about, is that, how much do I want, how I need to get, you can't just come into this with, I just want more money, I want to make more money, I want more financial security. Well, what exactly how much do you want, and to learn that there's actually really only three ways. If you want to make more money, you want to have more financial freedom, there's only three ways you can do it, right? You can make money from business, real estate, or financial markets, okay? There's a few other ways, for example, the free money and stuff like that we're going to talk about. But basically that's really what it is. And that in itself is a clarifying moment for people. It's like, oh, okay, I can just pick one or more of those things, and those are the things that we break down into the simplest way, like the loophole, like the quickest way to use one of these methods to get through to where you need to be.
Because as you said, it's all about simplification and not complicating.
Exactly. Yeah.
And one thing that I find really incredible that we haven't spoken about at all yet is you've got this way of people of letting people find themselves and who they truly are. So it's not all just financial.
Oh yeah, right,
so
absolutely.
I don't know how much you want to say about that.
Right.
It's extremely.
Well, it's a funny thing, Jordan, because we never really talk about that much in the promotion of it. But every year, I cover a lot about, this maybe the psychology of success, you want to call it. And that goes back to the question of, well, how much do I want? When you start asking these questions, well, how much do I want? Then you leads on to other questions. Well, what kind of lifestyle do I want to live? And that leads you to another question. Well, who am I really? Well, how do I want to live? And so a whole other range of new questions open up. And so it's important to help people answer those questions as soon as possible. That's going to motivate them. That's what's going to, put the fire in their belly to get what they want. Right. Understanding, who I am exactly, why I want the things I want. That is funny because we probably get more praise every year about that side of the content than the stuff that was promoted. The making money stuff.
I mean, that's truly life-changing, and it complements the financial stuff, as you said.
And I've been in this business for 20 years, and one of the common things you see is that everyone has the best intentions. I mean, everyone wants to make money and become more financially secure, but it's having that motivation to push through, to get things done you need to do. We make it as easy as possible, but there's always going to be an element of, you have to get up out of your chair and go and do, make a call or two, do something. And it's that getting that motivation inside people, and that is where that psychology of things comes in. Because you have a clear vision then of, what is my goal? Why do I want it? You can really start to see your future. That is really one of the big secrets. That's what makes it happen.
And you've truly, unlocked this thing to where you will walk away from this amazed. Again, can't give too much away, but when I read through this and you told me about it, I mean, I laughed at what I found out about myself.
Right,
so.
right, and that's, you see the video testimonials.
Right.
You see that from previous years, and as I say, that's always the best feedback we get was for the people who was like, I came here expecting to know the money making stuff, and I did know that, but I learned what I learned about myself, like no amount of money could buy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So again, we can't reveal too much about that. That you can absolutely, like the other stuff, only get if you book your seat at the seminar.
And there's nothing like, a live event to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's being there. You don't. It's feeling that energy. That I hopefully I aim to, deliver from the stage. Into the audience. That's a big part of me. Is that it's a transference of energy and power. Yeah. Into the people watching. That in itself is powerful.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think,
really looking forward to that section. It's going to be great. We've got two more things that people sort of ask about, and then we'll get into sort of like a little bit of an FAQ and more into the details here. So the casino codes,
right?
$800 in the next few minutes from these casino codes.
Right.
What can you reveal about that right now? We've given some casino codes out on the website. But we haven't revealed what to do with them because that'll be taught at the seminar. Right. So where was your thinking coming up with this casino code idea?
Well, there's obviously a theme here. We're in Las Vegas, and there is a system that we've used extremely well in the past, which has kind of been we're tuning it into the Vegas and the big casinos are obviously set up with their sole purpose is to clean us out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of turning the tables a bit on them, and here's a way to actually get money out of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and there's not a whole lot we can reveal about that right here.
Right. Yeah. Without giving it away, but it's 100% legal is the main thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
But going to Vegas and heisting a casino legally is and it's 100% real.
Right.
Is entertaining and lucrative.
And not only is it legal, you're not going to get taken out back by some big
right. Nobody's going to take you out the back and set on a hammer on your hand or whatever. Right. Yeah.
And then the next one I just want to cover is the $100,000 from the world's largest casino. Now we've had some questions. We don't want to reveal what the world's largest casino is right now.
Right.
But if you could just touch on that, there's a simple connect the dots system here.
Right, and it literally is connect the dots.
Right.
Okay, so when you come to this event, this is building on what I explained about how it's a child could do it. Mm-hmm. We are, no exaggeration, I'm literally going to put dots up on the screen, and you will see how connecting those dots a certain way is going to do exactly that one thing. In fact, I developed this system 7 years ago now, and it's like talking about Vegas, it's like pulling a slot machine.
Right, yeah.
Over and over and over again, jackpot.
And your son picked this up in no time.
Right, yes. So my at the time he was in high school, and give this to him as an experiment, and before you know it, he's actually giving you he's giving you stock picks. Yeah.
So again, a lot to pack in here.
Right.
Also, we've got, something that I almost overlooked, but we've had a lot of questions about the WSI-TV Blackout episode.
Right,
so
correct.
Who's going to be able to get that? This sounds really mysterious.
Yeah, so every year, every time we do one of these, we always have there's an opportunity to do a WSI-TV episode in front of a live audience. Yeah. So that's always fun. And the previous years, that episode then goes and actually gets broadcast. And we have a large following for the TV channel. But this year, the material that we're going to be covering in the episode is not the sort of thing that we'd want to broadcast publicly. It involves a closed door meeting we were at in the same room with George Bush in Dallas. We're going to be talking about things that, frankly, I was surprised that a former president, talked about so openly. And it does lead to, quite an excellent opportunity that we're going to explain at that Blackout episode. So a Blackout episode it's not going to be broadcasted anywhere. The only way you'll be able to see this WSI-TV episode is if you're sitting there in the audience.
Yeah, and the second thing we're going to cover in that episode is how these phony insiders are scamming the public.
Right.
And there's a secret document. We're actually going to bring this physical document to the
correct.
forward to you in the episode and show you exactly how to use it.
Yeah. So there's two separate things we're going to cover, and both of them, is really edgy, and we wouldn't want that to get out to any more than the people who are in the room with us. In fact, I think we're recording the event for attendees, because attendees get the people who come get the DVDs to go away with, but for that section I believe we're turning the recording off. So the only way you're going to get this information is by being in the room with us. This document we're actually going to bring there for you and show you as the proof of it, and it's really quite a dark, even by my view of the world, which tends to be a little bit dark about the whole Wall Street and how the system is rigged against you. This one really is a shocker, but then the opportunity it creates is really, really incredible. And as to have that as background information, building on the other stuff we teach, is really, really quite amazing.
I mean, the payouts from that, we're talking just in 4 days, it's that quick.
Right, it's that quick, and that timing element is what can really make you the money, is that knowing that's about to happen.
Exactly, Yeah, and again, just to touch on, to segue into here, the DVDs that the attendees are getting, is there any way of them getting the DVDs without attending the seminar?
No, you have to, you have to come to the event to get those. That's for attendees only. Because again, going back to what this year is, the information is that little bit more, save the best till last, as it were. The information here is not something, it's so powerful. We don't want that really floating around. Other than with the people who were in the room already. And, when we talk about limited numbers and stuff like that, I mean, the room is only so big. We'll only hold so many people. And we're getting close to, filling it now. But there's still some seats available. But, it's a matter of fact that there's only so many seats that people can come. And that's the only way to get the information.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so we've covered, I mean, there's so much more to this, right? But we've covered what we can in this short amount of time. So I just want to run through some common questions we have from customers who are calling in here. So what happens if they can't afford it? I mean, it's you're getting what you pay for here, but what happens if they just don't quite have the money?
Yeah, so so there's different ways of looking at it. I mean, you obviously you have to be able to have some money to be able to do some things, but usually people will find a way to make it happen if they can understand what this means. For example, let's say I was said, listen, I'm going to give you, you give me $20 for this $100 bill. Would you find a way to find the $20?
Absolutely.
You'd somehow, make it happen, because that was an incredible deal, and that's what you're getting here.
Yeah.
It's like if I see a piece of real estate that is, the market value, let's say it's 200,000, right? And because I know the real estate values in the local area, and this is a foreclosure or whatever, and it's on the market for 100,000 right now. I've got my capital invested in other places. I'll find a way,
right? Because
I can see the money I'm going to make. It's having that mindset. And this is really an important point. If you want to, increase your financial security, improve your financial situation, it's a shift in mindset to understand that, it's a cliche, but it's true. You've got to speculate to accumulate.
Right.
And that means you have to make it happen.
Right, exactly.
You can't just sit around saying, well, all the reasons why I can't do it. If you see the opportunity, and you quite clearly, as I hope you do with this, you just make it happen one way or another. You come on a wing and a prayer. We've had people come before, and it was like, that was like their last bit on their credit card, and then they walk away with something in their back pocket, and paying that off is now just a no-brainer for them. But everything's shifted for them. And in terms of the value for money, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can go to events and pay that just to sit there and listen to someone. You're walking away not just with what you've learned, but the whole members area and all the bonuses and the trade secret and stuff that is really lasts eternal.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and look at the last invitation we sent, you'll see that list of all. We can't really cover it here. We'll be here for 3 hours, But
Yeah. This is so much packed in, and the opportunity, the experience to. I think it's great for people as well to be in a place with other like-minded people, because we're out there in the world and there's so much negativity, and there's so many people who they just sit around complaining about not having any money instead of doing something about it.
Right.
So I think it's important to just not be one of those complainers, finding all the reasons why I can't come, and just make it happen. Otherwise, you have to do something different. If you want your life to change, you have to do something different to what you've already been doing, clearly. If you want something to change, do something different.
Right.
And it starts right there with, the common things of like, well, I can't, why,
Yeah, a few more of those here too, just to point as well. What about hotels and flights? I mean, out to Vegas,
Yes, I mean, we've always had in Orlando, but Vegas, I think even more so, has probably got more hotels and flights. I mean, in fact, there's one thing we've noticed is that I think flights to Vegas were cheaper than coming to Orlando. Right. I think was it Spirit Airlines or something? Spirit flies direct, $100 and something. It's crazy flights. I mean, it's a huge hub. Hotels, we name it, and you don't have to stay. I think some people might think about Vegas. They think about the big glamorous. Expensive hotels like Caesar's Palace, and of course that's not the case. I mean, I think the resort we're in is very medium sort of price, but there's also so many. There's something. There's motel. There's something for every budget. You're talking about. This is not for high rollers only. It's not Monte Carlo. It's Vegas, and there's people from all over with all kinds of budgets. You don't need to be James Bond with the black tie. People are walking around casual, and it's a great. Most people don't gamble actually. People come to Vegas just the sheer spectacle of it. If you haven't been before, you really just it's like the eighth wonder of the world. You have to just see this incredible. Place.
It's incredible. You're paying so little for the experience as well, And I saw hotels on there the other day for $23 a night.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's incredible. And there's very few places there's no place like that in the world.
Yeah, and it has this glamorous reputation, as you say, but it's not.
Right. Well, it's either way. It's whatever you want it to be. There are places you can go and wear a black tie and be James Bond, and there's other ones where it's penny slots. Right. Stuff like that. So it's something for everyone. Real spectacle. I mean, it's funny. You see a lot of kids walking around. People, just families. It's like Disney World with the attractions, the restaurants. It's just a great place, and it's a perfect venue for our final annual Wealth Summit.
Just a couple more things here. I mean, you associate Vegas with gambling. Right. What about these systems? Is there anything to do with gambling?
Yeah, so nothing at all we're teaching in our actual scheduled content is about teaching any gambling systems. That's just because it's in Vegas, that is not in any way a reference to gambling.
So there you have it. All those secrets are going to be yours by booking your seat at the Annual Wealth Summit. You can go over to annualwealthsummit.com and book your seat. As Jim said, seats are going very quickly right now. It's just about a week and a day away, so you don't have much time from here.
Yeah, well, I'm leaving on Monday. So,
exactly, we're packing up and we're heading out here. I'm really excited about that too. It's going to be a great time for us. One thing I will ask you, Jim, is how can viewers give thanks to their friends and family?
Well, this year we've got a unique thing in place, actually, Jordan, which is called Friends and Family. Right. And you can bring someone with you. If you get a regular full price ticket, you can bring someone with you for just $497. Right. As many people as you want, actually.
So that's a fantastic deal there for your friends and family. I mean, it is Thanksgiving.
And they get the full benefits.
Exactly.
There's nothing whatever you get, including the dinner and the book signing and all the little extras that your friends or family, or plus one as it were, but you can have as many as you want. You can have a plus 5 if you want. Bring as many people as you want, and they get exactly what you get: the full weekend experience, including a fine dining 3-course dinner, and that's it's an incredible gift to give someone, because they're getting all that for that price as well. You don't have to buy it for them. It just means that they can come as with you, and that means they get that special price.
Right. Yeah. So make sure you go reserve your ticket now before it's too late. annualwealthsummit.com. And then if you want your friends and family, you can just call us up. We can sort you out with however many you want.
Right, and that's another thing. Getting to and from Vegas is very easy, but I think we also set up a service. If you need any help at all getting to and from the airport, make the whole thing as easy for you as possible. Call us if you've got any special requirements, any special needs, transport, helping with your rooms even. We're helping people book their hotel rooms. Whatever it takes, whatever you need, just give us a call and we'll help you out.
Yeah. So all I can say now is, we both have our own Thanksgiving dinners to go off to. Then we're going to pack and we're off to Vegas, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, see you in Las Vegas.